So I keep getting crickets in my house. I don't know why. I've never had a cricket problem before, but I looked it up, and apparently it's really bad luck to kick them out of your house. Like, you're not supposed to kick them out of your house, but like, what am I supposed to do? Like, let you stay here? Now there's like 36 crickets running around because I did kick out one, and let me tell you, I had a really, really horrible week after that. And now they're just running around. And I'm like, please move. I just want to make a piece of toast and you're in my way. And I open a cabinet and it's just like, oh, hey, cricket that I can't kick out of my house. Can you please just leave? I don't want to kick you out. I just want to ask you nicely to leave. My house is just infested with crickets. And there's nothing I can do about it.
That's a really solid
like
beat.
Been there.
Sounds like the immigration problem in this garage. It's like I don't want to kick him out. It's bad luck.
I've been waiting for us to play that one again because as you guys know, I was battling some car troubles recently, and I was like, I've got like a squeaky pulley or a belt or something, but I couldn't get it to like reliably squeak. And then after a little while, I realized I had crickets in my car because at one point of stopping the car, I realized that the squeaking was coming from the back of the car. And then sometimes it's the front. And it sounds like a cricket, you know what I mean? But a cricket also kind of sounds like a squeaky fan and seriously, like a week before this in my wife's car, we were driving and her AC fan developed a slight squeak that sounded similar. And I'm like, no way, like mine's doing the same thing. But hers, it was, you turn the fan on or turn the fan off and it'd squeak or not squeak. And this one, like, I'll turn the car off or I'll turn the car on, or sometimes it goes or sometimes it doesn't. But I'm like 99% sure it's crickets, not a problem with the car.
Just set a bug bomb in both cars at night before you go to bed one night and just be like, all right, we're just going to bug bomb both the cars. And if we still have the problem, then it might be something legitimate. But we're going to kill
I don't want bad luck in my car. I'm not doing nothing about the crickets.
At
least
the car's is cursed forever.
At least you got like new shocks and a new belt in every car.
Yeah,
the easiest stuff, right?
Yeah, it's fair. I was like, oh no, it's not like a what do you call it, pulley bearing or something. Not that that's even that big a deal. It's just, especially a front wheel drive car, man. All that shit's tucked up in there, nice and tight. I don't want to fuck with that.
Oh, did I tell you what's wrong with my truck?
Now that I'm out of place, and then you're screwed.
Yeah. Your valves.
No, it was the camshaft. The bearings were out, and the whole thing was fucked. He took it apart.
No.
And I went over there the other day. Yeah. So anyway, it's one of those like once in a lifetime of the vehicle to kind of fixes. So maybe I'll get another 250,000 miles out of it after this.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically rebuilding the motor at that point. It has 250,000 on it now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's
you
not
it. Yeah,
that's
you
not horrible.
You probably will get another 250,000 out of it.
Stephanie was so it's gonna be about $4,000 to fix it to fix everything. And Stephanie was like, "You only owe like 3,000. We'll just trade it in and get something else." I'm like, well, number one, it doesn't work. So it's like, it's still
$500 for a trade in at best.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. It's still
funny.
cheaper than buying a new truck if you just fix it.
Like I'm still gonna have to pay to get it fixed either way. And then what am I gonna do? Like trade it in? I'll have it paid off in like, I don't know, 6 months, if even that. And it's like, you want me to start the lease process all the fuck over again after I'm about to have the engine rebuilt and have basically a brand new truck? I'm like, no, like go away. We're not doing this. This is like girl math bullshit. No.
Yeah, dude, it's so funny. I was in am in such a similar situation where I'm like a couple months from having the car paid off. I'm like, okay, do I because I just put 2,500 into it, and I'm like, do I put that into it, or I do want something else, or I eat into my down payment savings to fix this, but I can't just like let a car blow up, for not fixing it. Like that'd make me feel like such a piece of shit, even if it does have, a lot of miles. But at any rate, now that I did that, I can get another year out of it probably easy and actually save up, and be in a better position.
Well, like last time I was in a
Financing-wise.
similar situation with my old truck. I just got it paid off. I put about $2,800 into getting everything fixed on it, where that it was like all the little things that had been going wrong for a while. I got everything fixed. It was good. And then 3 weeks later, I got fucking T-boned and totaled it. Like, and the plan was I was going to drive this thing for a couple more years until my stepson got his license, and then he would get it and I would get something else. But then like 3 weeks later, I got T-boned, and now I have to start the whole fucking process over again. It's like, I'm like, here we are 5 years later. I'm back in the same situation. It's like, all right, I just want to get the fucking thing paid off so I don't have a goddamn truck payment for the first time in, a decade.
See,
nice.
we have, like, when my wife's got a newer car than I do, but I hammered the payments on ours, and we've got both of ours paid off. So I'm like, anything to do, like, there's a couple things wrong with the other vehicle. Like, I'll just repair that, and like, I don't really just want to go out there and just have to be, I don't like having a lease, having a car payment or whatever, having to pay on it every month. It's just not fun. I'd much rather just drive what you got and just.
Right. I mean, it's still a good truck. I'll drive it till the fucking wheels fall off of it, and then put new wheels on it and continue driving it.
Dude, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I get my truck paid off this year. The only debt I'll have is the mortgage.
Nice. That's very nice. Snowballing it, doing it the right way.
This is why we need to save the Department of Education right here. If not for the Department of Education, how would we have boozy teen parties at the principal's house?
It was like 100 kids.
Golly.
Rager, as it was described. I do like, and marijuana was present.
God.
So yeah, no shit.
Not marijuana.
Yeah. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that like one of these chicks was like teacher of the year or something for like at least one.
The students vote for her?
Of course.
Yeah, right.
Of course, it was the teacher of the year.
Of course, it's somebody
Probably
who
just 'cause she's
excel in the
hot.
bureaucracy.
Well, it's probably just because she's hot.
Now, this is crazy here. Like, I went to a lot of parties, and it was rare something like this happened. An investigator said the party featured a teenage boy pointing a 9mm handgun at a student, recording him. I wonder if it was just like, not like, oh, get out of my face, but more like, oh, here, film this, dog.
Like a rap video kind of thing.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, look at me.
dumb
I'm
things.
trying to be a G. Whatever.
Okay. When I first read that, I was thinking like, in a threatening way. But yeah, rereading that, I was like, oh, wait a minute. That was probably
He's
a little
probably
less
just like,
dramatic.
He's probably just
Still
doing
stupid.
like, yeah, man, look at me, like. Yeah.
Vomiting party goer so drunk paramedics were called. Never had that happen. We manned up and fought our alcohol poisoning.
Once Linda McMahon becomes the head of the Department of Education, she will powerbomb all of these people for doing this stuff.
Is she actually the one that
yes, Linda McMahon is 100% Trump's nominee for head of the Department of Education.
When's her confirmation hearing?
I'm not sure. That's what I was trying to find. I can't find. I wish they had they need to do this stuff like fucking network television. Like, give us a schedule so we know who's going to be on when and like what channel we can watch it on. So like we can do watch parties for the fucking confirmation hearings. Like, I definitely, if I wasn't sick as fuck, I definitely would have held a watch party for RFK Jr.'s confirmation hearing. That was incredible.
I heard some clips from that. That was fucking dope. Here, real quick, let me wrap this story here. Just because I read this. Someone who sounded okay, so it ended finally. Cops were called out several times throughout the night. Never did anything about the party. And then at I guess 11:30, someone who sounded like a juvenile boy reported shots fired at a nearby skate park shortly before 11:30. According to affidavits, he added that a satanic ritual was also taking place nearby, and that as part of it, someone was being held at gunpoint.
Oh
It
my
sounds
God.
like a square.
Yeah, Jesus.
Well,
Kids having fun.
To be fair, if there was an actual satanic ritual going on, I mean, Like I might be at least a little wary too.
Well, they said that so the cops responded to that, and then when they got called back out to the party, everyone was gone. So like they're like, yeah, they used the fake they used the fake fucking satanic skate park police report so everyone could dip.
Oh, so the kid was clever.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So like that was a tip off. Like, hey, go over there. Like,
Yeah.
they're actually over here. Kind of thing.
A distraction bomb threat.
Yeah,
Oldest trick in the book, coppers. God,
they fell for it.
that's fucking crazy though, man. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I was trying to find like funny Florida news, like I can usually pull up, but oh my god, everything is fucking real news. You know, fucking
Leak. Yeah.
Florida stuff and immigration shit and lawsuits and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh yuck. There's a shark in a lake. I don't know. That's the best I could do. And then this teacher story. but yeah, I heard some of the RFK clips from his confirmation shit, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, there was the best one probably has to be his interaction with Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders.
Oh, I don't think I heard that one.
Oh, I got it.
Like a lot of
Got it
got
queued
it.
up.
you got
Yeah, Bernie showed his ass.
Yeah, Bernie. Oh, here. Sorry.
The problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies, it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry and protecting their interests.
Oh, I thought that would no. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of tax money from the pharmaceutical industry. It came from workers.
In 2020, you were the single largest
Because I had
receiver of
small
pharmaceutical money.
contribution from workers all over this country. Workers,
You were the
missed not a nickel from corporate
Bernie,
tax.
you were the single largest acceptor of
workers-
pharmaceutical dollars.
No, from workers in the industry.
1.5 million.
Yeah.
So he's trying to point it off of like it was people in the industry. So like he's trying to say that it was nurses who were contributing to it.
The employees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the.
You know who else is the employee
lobbyists.
of the company? Is the CEO.
Yeah.
Did he
So
really turned into a caricature of a Larry David character, didn't he?
Yeah, it
Yes.
is.
Basically.
It's he like doesn't age anymore, dude. Like he's old as fuck, but he's just Bernie Sanders forever, dude. Like he looked exactly the same as long as I've been aware of his
Other than
existence.
his health scare, like other than the one
Yeah.
the health
So-
scare.
So is that what RFKJ means? Is that like that, or is he saying that there was some other big acceptance of money, or does he mean a lot of small contributions like Bernie Sanders is trying to say, oh, but it's okay because it's this or that? And of course, not like somebody couldn't come up with a system that could surely make large contributions look like they're coming from the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Surely that's never happened. Make it look like grassroots, whatever.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he took PAC money.
Well, yeah,
I
there's-
can't-
What is that website where you can look up donations? And like Bernie's like one of the biggest receivers of pharmaceutical or from Big Pharma.
Yeah, that's what I'm
remember.
just curious
Bernie's
what,
number one.
what that
Bernie's number
exactly
one,
means.
and Bernie's number one, and Liz Warren is number two. Like literally, the two who were grilling RFK the hardest on this are the ones who take the most money. Which I mean, that Liz Warren tipped her hand. She explained why she's concerned.
His answers are continue to make money off his anti-vax position. Look, he says he won't go to work for drug companies because the American people have a right to know that the decisions made while he is Secretary of HHS are only for the good of the American people. And yet, he wants to keep a piece of the action on every one of these anti-vax lawsuits. And what that means potentially is, as Secretary of HHS, he can make those lawsuits a whole lot more profitable. In fact, he may have the opportunity to bankrupt the vaccine manufacturers, and then nobody gets vaccine.
Oh God, he might bankrupt the vaccine manufacturers.
Don't start tempting me now, Lizzie.
Yeah,
God,
you should have
you're
seen
just
like
tweeting this deal.
you should have seen her trying to drill RFK Dag. Check this out.
I have a suspicion that one might not be real.
It may not be real, but I believe that it's real.
Magoo's comment makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, he sandbagged me. Thanks for ruining my setup.
This was a pretty good one.
Leave this job, you will not accept compensation from a drug company, a medical device company, a hospital system, or a health insurer for at least 4 years, including as a lobbyist or a board member.
Can you just repeat the last part of the question? Can I commit?
You're not going to take money from drug companies in any way, shape, or form.
Who? Me?
Yes, you.
Oh. Yeah, I'm happy to commit to that.
Okay, good. That's what I figured. I said it's an easy question to start with. And I think you're right on this.
I don't think any of them want to give me money, by the way.
Let's.
So I just looked it up, actually. Like Bernie, so I don't see Elizabeth Warren's, but here's Bernie's contributions. So it does say that he only took 5,000 in PAC money from but it doesn't say about individual contributions. So the individual contributions are up to 800,000, which we don't know that's not all. There are a large portion of his are small contributors. There's also this large number that's 10 million. We don't know how much of that is from CEOs or something like that. And they can play numbers with this all they want, and they can manipulate it how they want. So I don't believe for a second that all that, and they're both him and Elizabeth Warren are a joke when it comes to the fact that they're criticizing people for basically not doing exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, so this is from the 2020 election cycle from Open Secrets that goes through and looks at campaign financing to different members of or to people who are running for different stuff. And this is the top 20 member recipients of money from pharmaceuticals and health products in 2019 and 2020. Bernie at 1.4 million, Elizabeth Warren at 822,000, Mark Kelly from Arizona.
Oh, the astronaut.
Yeah, Mark Kelly, another one who was Kelly? Kelly was grilling Tulsi and got just absolutely fucking owned. Where
is it possible?
Like 3 minutes on how Obama funded all of the shit in Syria.
Is it possible that what they mean by this money is like, how like Fauci is like part ownership of the patents that like the shit that like the NIH comes up with, like all those like scientists who make this stuff, like even public money, there's patents, and the scientists and Fauci included get a cut of that. Do you think it might somehow be related to that? Like maybe that's what they mean. So it's not necessarily contributions, but they're getting money from the industry for some shit like that.
Highly probable. I mean, like
something about the way that they were talking about it when they were arguing with each other almost made it sound like maybe I don't know, but there's a lot of ways besides, like, again, like Fauci makes a shit ton of money off of patents.
Well, it may be that he. So I know there's a lot of corruption in at least in the sort of like the speaking gig. So he may have went to like speak about healthcare. Because that's one of his big things. Like you got
Johns Hopkins or something. It's a college.
Yeah.
But it's
I used to roll bones with Johnny Hopkins.
Like he was blazing up every day. Oh shit.
Yeah,
that's
probably exactly how it goes. It's like, you do this speaking gig, and we'll give you $100,000 for from our company. So that way, it's not an actual
Pfizer
contribution.
Bought 10,000 copies of his book.
Yeah. It's like, here we're gonna give them out at the Pfizer offices. And I know, legit, there is corruption like this that happens. Because because like if Marvel comic books didn't sell to a lot of the schools and stuff like that, they would not have basically any sales in the past.
Yeah, the Scholastic program.
The Scholastic program.
Dag, to answer your question, for Bernie Sanders, these are direct campaign contributions. These are not
okay.
And I found a more in-depth article. So in 2016, Bernie Sanders was the second largest recipient of campaign contributions from pharmaceutical and big medical companies.
For the companies themselves. So how is he saying, or how are we not finding documentation? Like, it's got to be a loophole or something, just the way they're getting him the money then.
It's the way they use their the lobbies. So anyway, so in just short of $500,000 in 2016, and prior to the 2020 election, he vowed or he pledged not to accept any more donations from pharmaceutical and healthcare companies before then turning around and taking in $1 million more than what he took in 2016. So, like, Bernie Sanders being disingenuous and full of shit across the board. He was the second largest recipient in 16, pledged not to take any more money from Big Pharma, and then took more money than anybody else in the election cycle in 2020 from Big Pharma. So this is the socialist god.
Wow.
I think he's also playing numbers because it looks like his 2024 campaign may have gotten less than his 2020.
Yeah, he could just be talking about certain times or something. Listen,
it's
also
we got
kind of
healthcare for all, but we can't sue the pharma companies.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You know, he's, you know, healthcare for all and Obamacare, like that's like it was like written, like it's written by like the healthcare providers,
industry,
you know, companies, because obviously then okay, we're just going to get paid by the government to do all the fucking healthcare. Great, you know, like they fucking love it, and that's something like people who like Bernie Sanders don't really see that like connection there, or you know, people who, you know, I'll say well-intentioned, you know, just lefty regular people, you know, who like Bernie Sanders or whatever. Hey man, wouldn't it be great for us all to have healthcare? You know, they really don't, but they hate the big. You know, they're also cheering when the CEO gets executed. You know what I mean? And it's like you don't.
And they don't
see
know why. They don't. It's funny because
Yeah.
they don't know why, because they don't realize that there's the problem of, you know, even though I don't like insurance, a lot of the problems with insurance are because of overregulation of the, you know, in some ways. Like, because if you didn't have to have oversight over everything, but also they are kind of scummy, like insurance companies are kind of scummy by nature. So I mean, I think there's like a 50-50. It's like overregulation and the companies are just scummy to begin with. But to me,
it allows bad players bad players to stay in the game and in fact promote them, and of course they have the corporate
especially
media
when you're
required.
You're basically
handle this dog over back.
Even if you're not like legally required to have insurance, like you still have to kind of have insurance, because if you don't have insurance, then it's almost impossible to pay for everything. So I mean, yeah, they just pat their own back in a lot of ways. But
sorry, I was looking at the stuff about RFK, and so Liz Warren like had her whole thing about him making money off of suing the vaccine companies or off of suing Big Pharma. And so I was trying to look into that. Like he has served as a consultant and advises a legal firm with stuff for these types of cases, and then they give him a percentage of the settlements that they get from. Interesting that they're really concerned about how much he makes off of these settlements, where these big pharmaceutical companies are getting hammered for doing shady shit, and Elizabeth Warren is worried about
RFK's the evil one.
Consultant fee for setting up the companies to sue these big pharmaceutical companies, and then they're settling and like basically admitting to all of the wrongdoing. That's where you're
sure admitting to fraud is the best way to go about proving that someone else is fraudulent.
So we were talking about campaign finance shit, a second ago, and it reminds me of this thing. So I'm reading. Told you guys I'm reading the this book about the Bush family dynasty and all like the, all the CIA stuff. I'm sort of in like the Nixon years right now. And there's this thing that some people did, HW and such. And basically they, because he was like the head of like the RNC for a while. HW was Poppy, as apparently he was known, Poppy Bush. And so he set up this way. So like, okay, when people would like donate to like, the RNC or whatever, instead of just like, or even to like a lot of like candidates, instead of just getting the money to the candidates and reporting it under campaign finance laws, this and that, they rented, it was like a basement, like a section of a basement in like a townhouse. Like they intentionally, like the shadiest spot in town they could find to do this operation. And they would take the money into this place. They would split it up into all sorts of little pieces and filter it around. And it was all legal. But to anybody looking in, it would really look suspicious and really look like a money laundering operation. Okay. And then there was a dude, and his job was to take envelopes of $6,000 cash, fly all over the country, put it in the hands of candidates, I guess Republican candidates, and say, this is a gift from Mr. Nixon, and then leave, like gangster style, right? And he'd do that all over, and that's how they distributed this money. Now, of course, a lot of that money then didn't get reported.
When HW was
I mean, yeah, but not, directly, because he doesn't get his,
Like,
well, hold on. I don't want to say he doesn't get his hands dirty. There's actually an interesting twist here I'll get to, but he, he's probably the brainchild behind it, CIA shit, But so they did this for a few years, and inevitably a lot of that money didn't get reported under campaign finance shit because somebody hands you an envelope and you're like, oh, I'm keeping this shit, or even just you're a busy politician. What the fuck? It's probably a whole hassle to somehow report that. So inevitably a lot of it doesn't get reported, including Poppy Bush and all the other big wigs who, let's say, are in on this and setting up this scam. Okay, they also received money. They also did not report all of the money. Okay, now years later, after this happens, they had blackmail on every one of these fucking politicians and anybody who was fucking involved. And they don't even necessarily have to work it as blackmail directly. He could be like, like Poppy can call, hey man, we got this problem. We found this and that and the other, and they're starting to, they're going to audit us. And he's like, look, man, I'm in trouble here too, because he has some shit, a couple, and of course, nothing's ever going to happen to him, but he can use that as like a, hey man, I'm in this with you. What do you want to do? And like, be like, should we burn these receipts? And then if one of the guys says, yeah, let's burn them. Oh man, then you got a huge blackmail, because that's a huge crime, so like just all these layers of blackmail against like every fucking politician. And of course it came back in the whole Nixon Watergate thing to get him to, resign as well. It was called the townhouse something or other scandal or something, but it was like, so it was just this big way to set up blackmail years in advance. Insane.
Wow.
These guys are like sick geniuses. Like, I'd want to have respect for them if they weren't in some evil fucking CIA. Like, fuck, man. My brain don't work like that, dude. How can I fuck everybody over years in advance?
Like, yeah, we're gonna give you this this freebie, but then like if you forget to register all of it, we're just gonna have that over on you for like 6 years later. And
yep.
Like, that's like diabolical. Like, oh yeah,
dude,
you remember that thing 6 years ago where we said, hey, I'm patting your back. Well, now you've got to pat my back, and this is where you're like,
yep.
Like,
wait till they're in an election and they really can't have any dirt on their hands, and you bring something up to them. Yeah, man, it's fucking nuts, dude. I've read a lot of like CIA shit and Alan Dulles stuff and this and that, but I'll tell you what, dude. I mean, and of course, not everything in this book might be 100%, or the angle might not be true. A lot of it is kind of like, it begs the question kind of reasoning, which obviously isn't 100%, right? But like, fuck, man, like the fucking HW seems like the fucking genius, behind all this shit, man, because he managed to stay so sort of out of it as well.
Well, I wonder how many hard R's HW dropped, because apparently Cash Patel's willing to drop them.
Fortunately, Senator, yes. I want to get into those details with my family here.
Oh, let's get into a few of them. Tell me about it.
Well, if you look at the record from January 6th, where I testified before that committee, because of my personal information being released by Congress, I was subjected to a direct and significant threat on my life. And I put that information in the record. I had to move. In that threat, I was called a detestable, and I'll apologize if I don't get it all right, but it's in the record, a detestable sand nigger who had no right being in this country. You should go back to where you came from. You belong with your terrorist home friends. That's what was sent to me. That's just a piece of it. But that's nothing.
Man, they couldn't even get, if you're gonna be a racist, at least get the right race.
Yes, like, damn it, it's not even. It's not quite accurate. The Patel should be a giveaway. I've never seen Cash Patel. I gotta say, it's a dope ass name. Like if you were like an Indian like porn star or something. I don't know. He cleans up nice, man. Looks G. It's a good name for him. Is that his real name?
A Bollywood star. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'm pretty sure it is his real name. Yeah.
Is it spelled like CASH or is it really like some Indian name and it's like 17 letters and it's just pronounced Cash?
No. It's KASH. It's like a rapper name. Like if you were gonna say, oh yeah, I'm Cash Money. It's like you spell it with a K.
It's dope. Yeah, I like it. What's his deal? I've heard his name, but I don't know anything about him. He seems I don't know. Okay.
So he's supposedly going to be the FBI director, and if he gets confirmed, which I don't know if he did get confirmed yet or not.
I don't think they've actually done the confirmations on the ones that they had the hearings for this week, but I think it'll all be done today. I can't.
They've been delaying so much. They just keep kicking the can. It seems like.
Yeah, I think Tulsi, Cash, and RFK are all going to get confirmed this week.
But it's funny that now you have the hard in being dropped in the on official public record for the first time in like.
Then this is about par for the course for all of these confirmation hearings.
Do you believe, as the chairman of this committee believes, as the vast majority of members of our intelligence agencies believe, that Edward Snowden was a traitor to the United States of America?
Senator, if confirmed as Director of National Intelligence, I will work with you to make sure that there is not another Snowden like leak.
Media. It's not a moment to propagate theories, conspiracy theories, or attacks on journalism in the United States. This is when you need to answer the questions of the people whose votes you're asking for.
Asks the question, says you need to answer the question, but starts yelling at her before she even has a chance to answer the question. Like
that's literally, yeah.
This has been every confirmation hearing. Democrat asks a question, the candidate attempts to answer the question, and then gets yelled at.
It's just an opportunity to grandstand. There's no, I mean, what are they actually going to glean any information here? Nope. Their whole thing is this is their campaign speech for the next election is how they ask questions here or how they yell at this person.
Yeah. Look how I yelled at Trump's nominees. That's it. Like, look, I stood up to the evil orange man by yelling at his nominees.
Well, to be fair, it happened the other way too, because I feel like the Fauci questioning was kind of pointless too, like in the same way. But
yeah,
at least you get to see him kind of dressed down though.
That was
I mean, I'm sure most congressional hearings, that's just what it is. You know what I mean?
That's it's campaigning.
And to be fair, in the Fauci hearing as well, there were, I think,
some interesting findings. Yeah.
And also there were a couple Democrats that went after Fauci as well. There was some black chick, and also I think AOC was actually not terrible in some of those hearings. Like asked some of the right questions. I don't think she realized she was doing it until after she had already done it, and it was too late. But
and then she realized it and said that it was probably racist or something.
It's like after you do something or like have some social interaction, and then you go back over it. Oh man, I could have done this, that, or the other better. Like she's like, damn it, I did this, that, or the other right. Fuck, I didn't fuck it up enough. Have have we ever played this on here?
Don't think so.
Fucking awesome, bro.
Hey there, hottie. Hey there, cutie. Want a ride in my Audi? I drive fast in high-speed moody, passing like I am Doug Flutie. It has everything you need. Imitation leather seat, heater so it don't get colder. Even has a mustache holder. Headlights so I see night. Cup holder for my surprise. It has flex fuel, don't you know? Runs on gas and on cologne. You think that my judgment's cloudy. You say that it's pronounced Audi. Mute button, quit your fussing. It's car, it's not belly button. Saudis and Audis. Saudis and Audis. Saudis and Audis.
Dude, these
So good.
old kind of like parody rap videos
I have shiny new AA.
Yeah, because this was probably like 2010. So it's like, you know, it's right before shit started getting really like gay. You know, in the censorship way. It's still pretty early on the internet.
Even we go to Cinnabon, up to Jeddah, down to Mecca. Bet I never drive a Jetta. Gas on empty, don't use a frown. Saudis put holes in the ground. Saudis and Audis. Saudis and Audis.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a good one. I haven't checked out any of their other stuff. I guess they, they're a pair of albums and stuff. That's the only one I knew.
The old, all those are kind of like they're kind of ripoffs of Weird Al, but like I like that genre. Like if you could take something.
Mm-hmm. Dude, same. I loved Weird Al as a kid. It's harder to get into him now as an adult, but as a kid, I fucking loved him. I've been to one of his shows, dude. Excellent fucking shows. It's like a full orchestra. Fucking amazing. And I've heard some people say like he's a hack or whatever, but I think he's pretty talented. He's in some of the movies and stuff. UHF was one of my favorite movies. And then just Weird Al aside, I really like singing comedians or the sort of Weird Al. There's plenty of people who are not necessarily do like parodies of current songs, but what's the guy we played him on here? He does Gay Factory Worker from the South. Oh fuck, what's his name? Rodney Carrington, something like that. Yeah, just shit like that. Just people who are just funny fucking songs. Roger Allen Wade. Another one, all his songs are like, or most of his songs are funny, Then you even get like the comedians that sing, like the stand-up comedians, or might break out like a guitar for half their set. Zach Galifianakis is old, like stand-up. He play piano and like do stupid songs. Dimitri Martin kind of sucks sometimes, but he was funny a lot of times when do the songs and stuff. Yeah, same dude. I like that shit. I do. Even like we were talking about Cheech and Chong the other day. They had albums and they did a lot of music and comedy bits on their albums, literal records, back then. But it was good for rolling joints on. I think one of their albums might have been Up in Smoke came with a pack of papers like in the album.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they had an album that had.
See, I never bought the actual album, but I know I've listened to it.
Yeah, I trust me, I didn't either, buddy. That was I was downloading their albums off of Napster.
Yeah. Give I use LimeWire, so gave my computer AIDS a few times.
Oh, dude, so many. And then like you clean your computer out and you say, I'm never doing that again. And then 6 months later, for some reason,
some new album comes out and you're like, shit.
Yeah. Just it was so hard to just get music back then. I'd be like, fuck, I just want to hear a certain song so badly. I can't like wait for it to come on the radio or some shit.
Yeah, that would be kind of baggy to do that.
I don't know if there are any hearings today. Like I said earlier, they need to have like a full schedule so we know what we're watching and when we're watching it, and so we can be.
Oh, sorry, I've shared over you.
Oh, okay.
They sell the papers and stuff on eBay from the original albums for money.
Dang.
Neat. That's okay. So cool. I wasn't just remembering nothing. Okay.
Well,
Okay. Sorry, Justin. Go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't sharing anything. That was Trey. I was just answering.
Oh, sorry.
I was just answering Corey's
Sorry,
question. It said I don't know if there are hearings today. I don't think so. I think today is just when they're voting on the confirmations, but I'm not 100% sure. And that's why I said earlier, like we need a full schedule. Like who's up when? Like where's it going to be on? Like the NFL playoff schedule. Like we got this confirmation hearing going to be going today from noon to 4. It's going to be on Peacock. We got this one going to be going tomorrow from 8 a.m. to noon. It's going to be
You
on.
keep working out as a bracket system, I'm sure.
Yeah,
you know.
Give us something to like.
Once you beat AOC and Lizzie Warren, then you move to this bracket here, and you got to battle those two. You know. Yeah, man.
Yeah, make this entertaining for us. I mean, there could be
they could do a better job.
If
2025 people,
if they would televise this properly, they could get you could probably fund the fucking government on the ratings from televising these confirmation hearings.
Imagine. No.
What betting line? Pfizer would just be directly funding the government.
Funding the government through entertainment instead of just printing money. That
over under on how long Tulsi Gabbard's opening speech is going to be. Like, is it going to be like what's the over? Yeah, like we can put betting lines on this stuff. I mean, get DraftKings involved. But like, why are we not running our government full on fucking idiocracy style?
Well, you know, at least maybe we can get a good executive order here to kind of get 2025 kicked off.
Today, I am signing an executive order making it legal to call your friends fags and retards if they are doing something faggy or retarded. Fags and retards, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to start calling our friends this again. And we will. We're going to call them fags and retards again.
Nice.
The real ones never
go, buddy. Yeah. I was telling you guys in the chat yesterday, and I'm sure everybody else notices this as well, that you never realize how much throughout like popular culture of the, since like the mid 80s, like Trump gets brought up in like movies, and usually it's just a toss aside kind of joke or comment or something about rich people. But yeah, I was watching, it was a Travis Tritt, it was a Here's a Quarter music video. I think it's from 93. And there's a big headline in the newspaper about one of Trump's divorces and his alimony settlement or something like that, like, oh shit, it's just always now yeah, it really dings whenever you see one now. It's like, oh shit, yeah, who would have thought, all the rap songs that talk about Trump and shit.
Oh no, Mac Miller, like somebody posted it yesterday, like
I meant in the 90s, Trey, before your time.
Well, but
before
Mac
Trump
Miller
was a political figure.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, even this was before Trump was a political figure. It was like
20... I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off there. Just
oh yeah. Well,
making fun of you being a youngin.
My autist is kicking in.
I guess I assume Mac Miller is like new because I don't listen to him. So
well, he's dead now, but
he has projects been around.
He's newer than the 90s, so I guess he was like 2000s, 2010s.
I know someone who has a portrait of him on his leg.
Oh,
I made fun of him for it. Then we went to do a job somewhere, and like 4 people oh man, is that Mac Miller? And I was like, God damn it! And I felt like an idiot. I'm like, you're a dumbass. Nobody's gonna even know who that is. And like 4 people, like just out of the blue in public, like, oh shit, I like your tattoo, man.
It's funny. It's funny too. Like it's funny every time a rapper dies. Like people go back and they like review like their album history and everything, and then they're just like, oh man, this person was a genius, they're the greatest ever to do it or whatever. And it's like, dude, like you hated them like while they were alive. Like now that they're dead, it's like, oh, this person was just the best rapper ever or whatever. It's like, man. But
that bandwagon, dude.
Yeah.
What did Mac Miller say about Trump?
Because he made an entire song that was just literally about Trump. It's just him. At least see if I can pull it up. There's somebody made it.
He was even before he like officially ran. Back in like 2010 ish, and a little after. I know he was sort of talking about maybe running and this and that, but it didn't take off too much. I remember it being in the news. I remember hearing somebody in a bar in Lakeland say Trump Judd 2012, like out loud, like, woo, Trump Judd 2012. And so like, what? It seemed so crazy at the time.
Yeah, let's see. This was 2011 when he did this song, but
you said you wanted to do
somebody made this a hype video kind of
something worse than waterboarding. What would that be?
You'll find out.
Mr. Trump.
Hey, yo, Sap, what's good, bro?
We're so getting copyrighted on this.
This man's kind of high already. Hey, yo, the flyest motherfucker in the room. Yeah, you know it's me. Bitches hating on him cause he started out here locally. Hopefully, I'll be at the top soon. For now, I'm at my house on the couch watching cartoons. You know how much you love it when you get it in abundance. Give a fuck about a budget when you always be the subject of discussion. But it's nothing when you stop and just say fuck it cause you walking out in public and you hear him talking rubbish. I just wanna ride through the city in a cutlass. Find a big butt, bitch, somewhere get my nuts kissed. That's the way it goes when you party just like I do. Bitches on my dick that used to brush me off in high school. Take over the world when I'm on my Donald Trump shit.
Yeah, but that's the whole. This is where he's like, take over the world when I'm on my Donald Trump shit. That's what.
Get all this money, ain't that some shit? Take over the world when I'm on my Donald Trump shit. Look at all this money.
Yeah, that was like peak Trump for sure. Like the 2011 era. Like, yeah, you know, Trump's cool and everything now. And then as soon as he announces 2016, it's like, oh, everybody hates him. So, but it's like he was the guy like the guy when you think of like a rich person, like hey, this is someone, he has the apprentice, he's got gold-plated toilets, whatever kind of nonsense you can think of. Like, he is the quintessential rich person.
I remember like on the Young Turks back then, they were like, they were talking about him, because I think before that he was like Democrat-y, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were like, he's, he's like great, but he does have he said some policies, that the Young Turks thought were awesome, like a wealth tax and this, that, and the other, they'd float it out at some point, like, I don't know, maybe it's not the worst in the world, kind of. Of course, they didn't stick to that, but who really saw that coming? The Simpsons, obviously, but that's, we don't know what the physics are behind that.
See, they have to be getting that CIA fed information ahead of time.
It's the only reason they're still on the fucking air. Jesus. I am waiting for the day they announce they're not going to make any more of them. That hasn't happened, right?
Not as of yet. But what has happened is apparently, if you want to order a lift, you might need a forklift. You might need to be forklift certified. Because apparently this 480-pound rapper woman, I don't know, she's saying that she's suing Lyft after this guy refused her ride. Like she came up to the ride and he was like, hell no.
Oh, I'd love to see a video of him saying that too.
Oh, there was a video.
Interaction. Whoa! I don't want to see that video.
What am I gonna do about my money?
I'm gonna.
Yeah, here it is.
Do about my money.
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in the lift because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, it sounds like a practical.
What makes you think I can't fit in the car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is smaller than that.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Well, that's a Benz, dude. It's got hella suspension.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking Honda.
Yeah.
Dude, whatever the fuck this is.
Like a Honda Accord.
Well, and they're trying. She's trying to like sue Lyft. Lyft is not liable for that in any way. Like they're private contractors, and they can choose to deny service at any moment for any reason. Like, doesn't have to just be because you're too fat to fit in the fucking car. Like, they can decide to decline your service for any reason. So like this lawsuit is not going to go anywhere. It's pretty cut and dry. That like.
Well, you know what's funny to me though too is like the way she's even okay, because it's very like practical thing. Like, you can't physically fit. It's not a feelings thing. You can't fit in the hole. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't go. And she's not arguing that she will fit. You know, I guess she does say that with the Benz. But she's like, you're saying because I don't fit in the car, I can't get in there. And it's like, by your own question, yes.
Yeah.
If you can't fit, then yes. I mean, I don't know what does she have to roll on her side and just like
turn sideways, like you're carrying furniture. Like,
holy shit!
Dennis said, if you're not gonna pay attention to me, I'm gonna show you how I can like work the light switches and shit.
It's Monet. It's the puppy. She's just getting so fucking tall, and long. It's crazy. I think she still has some growing into those legs to do. Anyhow, yeah, man. I mean, there's a point where you don't. You know, have a hard time. I mean, if the guy doesn't want her in his car, maybe he doesn't want her smelling it up. I don't know, dude. She can't smell good.
You know it's so crazy in there already. That dude.
He did have an accent.
Right. I'm just saying. Like, you start mixing fragrances, and then it's just like, no bueno. No.
Have you guys ridden in many Ubers or Lyfts?
I did.
Monet, settle down.
I did a couple. I have a few, but not many.
I haven't done it a ton, maybe half a dozen.
Two. In the same night in Chicago, we took one to Johnny's apartment, and then back to the hotel after we got done partying at Johnny's apartment. That's it. I not a whole lot of Ubers or Lyfts out here 20 miles from civilization.
Yeah, it's just like when I've like been in a city or a car thing. Actually, when I had my car at the Kia dealership, they sent Uber to come pick me up. They were like, I'm like, it's not gonna. I was like, they don't drive out here. I was like, and I'm far away. And they're like, well, let me check in the computer and put in your address. And they're like, all right, you're right on the edge. So they're like, another 30 cents, and I wouldn't have been able to get it for you. And then when I tried to summon one, it took like 3 hours before somebody was around to come pick me up and take me there. But it did happen. They are out there. I drove Uber for Uber and Lyft at the same time because it's just what you do. And for a little while, really like 6 years ago.
Older people.
Yeah, dude, because get this. Okay. If you're old, right? It's like, okay, you can either take a Uber twice a week, once to the grocery store, once to go visit your grandkids, right? Or, and let's say that costs you $40-$50, whatever. Let's say $60 or something more. Yeah. You don't have to drive. How much does it cost? I mean, car insurance per month alone is going to be like, a big chunk of that. Owning the car, repairs, having to maintain it, having to store it. You need a garage then, you're limited on, or parking. It's like, dude, for a lot of people, it just makes more sense to not own a fucking car and take a fucking Uber that twice a week you got to fucking go somewhere. Like from a financial standpoint, like it's cheaper.
Yeah.
It feels like it's not, right? Because you're dishing out. But I mean, dude, you got to make a $600 repair on that car.
The fees suck. But yeah, other than that, and if you tip your driver, like so probably, probably at the end of the day, probably $40 each time.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's way less than what you'd probably be paying on the actual car.
I went to Nashville last summer for work, and the place that I had to go was in downtown, and my hotel was 20 minutes away, and just parking in downtown alone was $35. So like because I was like, should I rent a car or should I Uber? And I'm like, fuck renting a car.
Like
I'll just
Atlanta
Uber.
Prices.
Yeah, man, dude, it was insane. I was like, oh, it was so much cheaper to Uber than if I had rented a car. Like the parking alone cost what it cost me to fucking Uber almost. You know what I mean? And I didn't have to deal with parking or any of that driving in some other city that I'm not familiar with. Geez, I hate driving in cities I'm familiar with.
Oh, like Birmingham, dude. Forget it. Forget driving in Birmingham. It's awful.
Can you drive me in Birmingham? Sorry, my inner Weird Al.
I can't because I get John.
Okay, I'm glad you knew the song at least. No, I can't because there's a traffic jam.
that would probably work better. See, we're coming up on the fly. See, that would probably work better, and it's honest too, because yes, Birmingham. Oh man, dude, I got stuck for like 2 hours one time. 3 hours actually. Maybe 3.5 actually. One time, dude. The one wreck, they couldn't get it off the road for some reason. I just don't understand what they were doing. It's crazy. Like they already had, like they immediately had the truck out there to move it and everything. Just took them like 3 hours just to move it.
Faggots. I mean, whatever you're supposed to say in that situation. It's okay. Trump's president now. I can say it. I saw his executive order earlier. It's factual. I saw it. Nobody can dispute what I saw there.
We seen it.
Yeah, we seen it. He is empowering us.
He's empowering all the retards across America.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.